Hello, MLFers, and welcome to the Midlife. The more things change, the more things stay the same. It is Gardner Day. Noise.
I'm so glad they came to celebrate being back with us.
So, as we play, have we not podcasted for like 3 months?
Yeah, we can play that game for sure.
So, let's play that game today. How would you sum it up?
Oh my goodness. I would say, although others might think we were like taking a break, we have been really busy and refocusing and really taking some time, some really important time to look inward and see what we want to do in our midlife, like what brings us joy, what else, right? Asking the question, what else? And you know oh, would you agree?
I totally agree. And I think we found a lot of those things. What else? Like that is totally the gift of the midlife. It is
Yeah.
you're grown up, you can do whatever the fuck you want for the most part. I mean, of course we have responsibilities and stuff, but like why not feed those voices inside, unless they need medication. But and let's see what else we can find. And so to that end, let's get specific. So
Yeah, I
one of the
wanted to
things that
step back because I feel like what
okay.
we do and what we've noticed so much is that like the not just stepping in and going for it and stepping into trying something, walking in through it, sitting around thinking about it doesn't bring you to the next thing. And so stepping into something, even if it's not the right thing, it's going to let you step another way and keep following a path. And that energy of trying new things or learning new things or just daring yourself to do something that feels right to you and listening to those kind of voices and those bubbles inside, are what I think has brought us to that time that we were like, okay, wait, now we're like, we spent all this time working on this and really digging into it. And then we're like, okay, cool. Now more's bubbling up. What is that? And let's honor that and let's take the time to discover it and talk about it and see what excites us individually, together, and I love how we do that with each other and we allow for that space of like, okay, cool. What feels good to you? What else? And I think
I support you in that. Like, I think there's also a back and forth of like, okay, this is something that I want to bring out. And you're like, great, how can I help you? How can I support you? And vice versa. I also want to go back to just a little devil's advocate about what you said about like what feels good and say that there's also a moment of maybe it doesn't feel good and maybe it feels uncomfortable. And that's a good message too, because I mean, there's two different messages. One is it's not fun, it feels bad, then why are you putting yourself through it? But also when you have something that you want to do, doesn't necessarily feel good in the beginning. It feels uncomfortable. And that's not a message to stop. That might be a message that you're on to something great.
I'm gonna tweak and redefine with you. Like, I feel like that's prompted by something that feels like a good and like excitement and an inspiration. And then right after that moment, there's nothing but like, oh no, anxiety, imposter, all the junk gets in the way, right? So it starts from a good. And then there's this huge ever-ending bubble machine of nah, don't do it. Like scary. Why would you stop? You're doing something great. Like, or you're too old. You can't. You this. You don't know enough. I mean, all of that comes. And yes, I agree with you 100,000%. Which makes my husband crazy because I know there's only 100%. But it feels like
you went to math major. Maybe you were like a physics major, and it's infinite.
It's infinite, right? And so then, yes, right? Then there's all the fear, and that's where having a partner and having or someone to coach with, or, anything to just help you stay the track. And, we use this dare dart system where we put up all the scary, we're like, it's a yes, and here are all the scary things. And now we're just going to one by one throw a dart and do all the scary things. And we're going to be courageous, and we're going to help each other when we're like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, no one does. Go for it.
Yeah.
So I think that is what we also want to share. And that's why we're back. It's like, yes, go for those moments, listen to what's coming through and feels like needs to get out. I think we're at the point in our lives where we have had all these crazy experiences. We've lived so much life that we have stuff to share. And if it feels to you like there's something to share, now's the time.
Yeah.
Sure.
And absolutely. And I so identify with that, like, oh shit moment. Like, what was I thinking? Because I'm totally having that right now.
Are you?
I am.
About? So let's do it.
I know, it's really scary, right? So I wrote a book, and it's being published. And I find, like, I love taking a step away from myself and seeing myself as, like, or saying what you would say to me. Like, this morning I was having a conversation with somebody I'm sending a proof copy to. And my directive, make sure you tell me if I'm being an idiot and I should pull it and not publish it. I have until February 8th to pull it. And then I'm like, why would I say that?
Did you delete it?
No, I said it. We were on the phone. Actually,
it wasn't an email. It came out of your mouth.
It came out of my mouth. And then she's not the only person I've said that to. And I'm like, why is that my go-to? Like, and the crux of the conversation was, and, shout out to my friend Randy, Mastermind Parenting, if you want to go, get any of her own other good advice on parenting and stuff, it was that I've been brave. I wrote it. It's going to be out there, and that's it. And however it gets judged or whatever, so what?
Yeah, and I don't think it's like, those are the bubbles that we're talking about, right?
Right.
So you just pop them as they come, and I think that, like, you gotta.
Wait,
I like to gamify things to make sure. What?
1 second. I know what I have. My deck is maybe 6 by 8. It's now just being blown 1,000 square feet over and over and over. So I'm hoping that he moves on shortly.
He's like, what are you talking about?
Seriously. I guess I should be grateful that we're thorough.
So hopefully no one else can too.
We're live, and it's so fun, real life.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to it. So you're having the bubbles, right? And so I think there's something about, like, making it playful and gamifying the bubbles, the fears, the doubts, the things, and, like, let them come through. Maybe stop before you share them, because that's what you're putting out into the universe, right? But if you can, like, pop them.
Are you suggesting I should have a filter? I didn't get any of those installed.
I'm suggesting that you allow it and that you pop it, right? That you say, oh, that's just one of those bubbles. That's just one of those bubbles. Like,
right.
Because, anything that you listen to about creativity, or, that you, in that world, it's like, we're all here as vessels for something to come through us. And if you don't let it come through you, it'll come through someone else, and that's fine, but if you have something to share, then just do it. And that's what you did. So now you're, like, stopping it. It's like, no, you already did it. You already did the hard part. It just needs to publish and be shared, because anyone that you've shared it with is like, when you doubt yourself, they're like, no, I was proofing it, and it changed my life, and I have done 100 billion things that I didn't think I would ever do, or I've been this more, getting out of my own way. And so the universe has already provided. Shh.
Right. I love it. So, yes, it is coming to all.
As a side note, super exciting. Yeah. Kimby wrote her first book, and it's being published in the middle of February. So, yay! February 14th. Kudos, and I can't wait for everyone to grab it and learn from it and share it. so awesome.
Yeah, so there'll be more about that. And originally I was going to publish on my birthday, but I didn't get ready fast enough. But instead it's coming out on Valentine's Day, which I really love because one, it's Tyler's birthday. So I felt like that was like a nice, like honored his birthday in that, you know, a lot of his childhood has been absorbed by the midlife. So having your third accidental baby at 40 will do that to you. And then I also feel like it's like a gift to myself, like a love letter to myself for Valentine's Day. And I feel like it can be a love letter to people who read it, who get it for themselves. Like it's your Valentine's Day present.
Yeah.
For you, for friends, or whatever. And maybe we should tell them the title.
Yeah, tell them the title.
So it's called Fuck This, a survival guide to a practical guide to get you through your midlife crisis. So it's coming to shelves near you. Anyway, so, and also I just, you know, back to the joy of having a partner. We took some time to sort of decompress, and we didn't podcast, and we enjoyed the holidays with our families and everything. And then as we were gearing up, we were both like working on some other things. And I said to you one day, I was like, okay, we've got a lot going on and I just need 2 minutes from you. What am I doing this week? And I just love how you just went through all bullshit and you were like, what do you have left to do on your book? Do you think you can finish it by Friday? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe that seems like a lot. And you're like, no, why don't you just do your book this week? And so then on Friday, I was able to text you and be like, okay, so you told me to do it. And yeah, so it's done. It's happening.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, we just need support, right? And there's those times where it's like there's so much and there's excitement, and so you can't ground, and you just need someone to say like, hey, let's ground, let's do this. You know, like let's just get that one thing done and all the other things will come when they're supposed to, right? They're all lined up in some weird way. We don't even know, and they're going to come through.
Yes, exactly. So thank you. Because it's happening.
You're so welcome.
And it would not be happening without you. There's no question in my mind.
You had it all there. It just needed to come through. But I love that. And on my side too, I had the support. So my husband, you probably have heard that he's been going back and forth and working not remotely. He's been working and coming back and forth. What do we call that?
Telecommuting? Is that telecommuting? No, that would be when you're remote working. He's just been commuting, but instead of like getting in a car.
There's a word. I swear, you guys, I'm on the end of my like hormones, and I'm just about to get more, and like words very far from my head. So I apologize, and you probably understand. But anyway, he's commuting back and forth, so it's in like
airplane. He's had to in different states by airplane. He's been commuting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like big time. So he's here for a couple days. He's gone. He's here. It's been a whole thing. So that just shifted like right before the holidays, and he's here. And along with him,
permanently though.
What? Permanently? He's here.
Terrified. Yeah. That's over. That chapter's over.
That chapter's over. I said that's changed. So now he is full-time here, and with him, he brought up the rest of our body care business that I made a ton of stuff before I moved, and Kimby's been shipping it to everybody for the last year, gave me a chance to kind of ground and have the time. And the deal was like, once that comes through, I'll take it back and I got to make stuff and start over. And so he brought up everything with him in the car, and all of a sudden it was like, just pre-holiday, here's this old friend of mine that I haven't really been a part of and been hanging out with. And all of a sudden, of course, as the universe does, it was like, hey, do you want to do this holiday boutique? Do you want to do this holiday thing and sell your stuff? And I was like, oh, I guess I'm supposed to do that. And you supported me and like, yeah, do it. And it was a super challenge to get in there, remake tons of product. And what I found was, I loved it. And I loved having my hands back in it and being able to make it and be able to tweak it and make it even better. And I've spent this year living very courageously in a whole new state, and it's been so inspiring here in Idaho. We have our own organic farm in the neighborhood, and everyone makes their own, grows their own, and so I have expanded my natural world and knowledge, and I'm so super inspired. And so when it came back, it was like, uh-oh, Kimby, what about this? And you did the same. You're like, let's do it. Like, it's your baby. Let's nourish it, let's nurture it, and let's let it grow to the next chapter. And so that has been super exciting and scary and all consuming, um and really fun to be able to bring back in on this midlife journey and say like, hey, no, I can decide, like, that isn't inspiring and I'm done with it, or no, it fits in and I am inspired, and you are inspired, and so together it has like a whole new energy that, again, like you're saying, I would never do it. I would never lean in without having a partner that I felt um really safe and protected and inspired by, and it's just so lucky. And I think it's and it is all the other things too, right? It's all the bubbles, and it's okay, also all the dares. How are we gonna jump in and do it, and how do we make this all work? And you guys, we're gonna do it with you.
Mellow is back. Hello, Mellow is back. I mean, it's like the thing is, it was never away. It was like, so you started in 2000, right? Which is a really long time ago now. So it's not, and like it refused to go away because you've got such a loyal following of people that are addicted to it, of which I'm one of them. Like I can't live without it. My hands are completely different just from having the body butter on my nightstand, knees, elbows, my skin. Like it feels like it can move and stretch and be elastic. And so you have this very loyal following. And I feel like it's just been waiting so patiently for you to pay attention to it again.
Yes.
And like, had it ever like completely died, it wouldn't have felt like you could have gone back to it at any time. But it just, you have this following and it just stuck around.
Yes.
And I think that's
there have been years where I just didn't have it in me, and I would say, if it pays for itself and it makes people happy, it can stay. Otherwise, I'm closing it. And every year we would laugh so hard at the end of the year and be like, it did it again. Like it pulls itself through. And so, to me, it's the joy. I love to take care of people and I love to help people feel better. And that's a source and a resource for me to get that energy out in the world and receive it back in places that I love when they come from. I'm like, I don't know who that person is. It's like, it's the big world. It's the internet. It, like, anyone can touch it and be inspired by it, and I can reach all different people instead of just the hands-on work that I did for so many years. So it's super cool, and I'm excited for what's to come.
I am too, because it's kind of given me permission to be a part of a world that I've always, studied, watched, but been on the outskirts of. And I feel like it gives me permission because it's not, to type, right? Like I studied finance and I did money things and I did, and it's like, oh no, there's this whole other part of me that I get to explore in the midlife and get so much joy out of, and also bring other skills to. So I appreciate being part of it. So fun. So yeah, so we're busy bees. And I think that that's really what we want to get across to you listening is whatever that little spark is inside of you that whether it's something of the past that you want to bring back, whether it's something new that you want to learn, whether it's something you want to bring to the world in whatever capacity. And it doesn't have to be in a commercial sense either. Like, don't stuff it, do it.
Yeah.
Like that is the freedom of now.
Completely. And, I know that we share that we have each other. That's an amazing part of our support, but you have us. And, email us. We like we really enjoy being supportive and helping lift people up, and in those bubbly moments to remind you that those are just bubbles. Like they're just the junk, right? Like get rid of them. And we're here for that. And so please feel free to reach out to us, because that is why we're doing this, to build community, to help each other, and to, let all of our goodness come out.
Can I just tell you something totally delightful?
Would you?
I just went to see if like anybody was watching on our Facebook Live, but I never hit live.
Well, it's a new season, it's a new chapter, and we're learning new things.
I'm looking the video. I can get the video to go up later. I think. I don't know. Maybe somebody's going to be able to watch this later. But just FYI, this whole time I thought we were live on Facebook. Oh my God, it's so amazing. I mean, it's so good. Yeah, because I didn't do. I'm so out of practice. I didn't do any of the things that I was supposed to do, like write what this is, or just,
But again, that's the stepping into it, right? Like once you step in, when we just dared ourselves to start again, it's like, oh yeah, wait a minute. There's 10 other things that have to happen here.
You might be able to blame your hormones. I've got a fresh dose on board, but I have not been fucking sleeping, and it's made me so stupid. Oh my God.
Sleeping is important.
I've been doing all of the things and none of it's working.
Oh, I'm sorry for that. Bummer. All right, we'll have to have a sleep episode.
Well, MLFers, I think it's fair to say that we will be podcasting kind of when we feel like it. But I think we're not like actually gonna feel like we have to hold ourselves to every week. So it would be awesome if you subscribe so you get a little heads up when we do drop an episode. We always want to hear what you're thinking, any questions, how can we support you? So feel free to DM us on Instagram, or our email is Tracy and Kimby at the Midlife, or Kimby and Tracy. Remember, goes first. And we tell us, like, what are you stepping into, or like Tracy pointed out, like, is there a bubble in your way that we can help you pop? So I guess that's it for today, for now, for this week or this month, or who knows? We'll see you soon.
We'll see you when we see you.